Hello, my beautiful students. How are you today? I hope that you are pretty fine. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo están mis hermosos alumnos? Saludos. Espero y se encuentren de lo súper mejor. Okay, super handsomes. Today in this moment, let's continue working with different things that I have here for you. Vámonos con todas estas cuestioncitas que tengo para ustedes, ¿ok? For that reason, let's start talking about this. Welcome one more time to our intermediate level. Greetings, and let's continue with this that I have here for you. Vámonos con esto que tengo para ustedes. Bueno, first of all, I would like to say hello there. How are you today? And after that, after saying hello, let's continue with this that I have here for you. Welcome one more time. It's a pleasure to have you here. And let's learn something new today. Hoy nos vamos a enfocar a dos temas, lo que son los condicionales y vamos a ver también bueno, te voy a dar un poquito de adverbios de frecuencia, una que otra cuestioncita. Nos vamos con los condicionales, obviamente, y quiero mostrarte ciertas cuestioncitas también que son los conectores de secuencias. El and, but, and so what. Eso quiero mostrarte, pero bueno, vamos a apurarnos entonces para que nos dé tiempecito de esta cuestión. Let's go with our speaking time. Ready? No, I'm just kidding. We are not going to be having a speaking time, but today we are going to be having a listening moment. Listening moment, really? What are we going to do? We are going to be practicing with our listening. For that reason, let me show you this video that I have here for you. Here we go. This is the second part of a video that I have already shown you in the past. Let me make this bigger in order to help you. And here we go. Excellent. I cannot see myself. Okay, I believe that something is happening. École. Aquí estamos, como que ya se paraliza esta cosita. Let me see if we can do it. If not, excellent. Vamos a ver si deja correr el video. Si no, ahorita le seguimos a la 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Mr. Moretti, Marie has some questions for you. Let's talk about Tokyo.
Okay, let's see. Name, Giorgio Moretti. Occupation, singer. Famous singer. Great and famous singer. Nationality, Italian. Age, 32. Married. Single. Phone number?
This is my information. Everything okay? Come with me, Mr. Moretti.
Thank you, Mary.
I have Giorgio Moretti's phone number.
Wow. So let me stop in a moment this one, okay? Tell me, stop sharing this, stop sharing this. Now, the situation that I'm going to be asking you to stop sharing, I cannot, excellent. Sorry. Today we are going to be practicing a little more listening. Tell me, what did you get or what did you understand about the video? Was it easy or was it a kind of difficult? Or kind of? It is important that we can be practicing listening every single day. Actually, I already have a video. I already sent a video about that situation. If you don't have it, I'm going to be sending it. Okay, very, very good. Let's continue working with this that we have here for you. Okay, now that we were having the speaking listening time, we are going to continue with this. So at least for 1 minute, you need to be telling me everything that you understood about the video. If you don't want, don't tell it to me, but at least try to practice what you were saying. Very good, very good. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Bueno. So I already know that we were talking about the adverbs of frequency, right? But there is an extra information that I would like to give you. You already know about always, after, sometimes, never, twice a week. Excellent. But I do really want to be pretty sure that you already know a lot of different rules that we are going to be having related to this topic. That's why I took the liberty to present you this extra info about adverbs of frequency, okay? Because sometimes we can know the adverbs of frequency, but sometimes we can be having some situations about the collocation or the place that each one of them is going to be taken into the sentence. Espero y ya, yo sé que quizás ya te sabes todos estos adverbios de frecuencia, pero pues quiero estar súper segura de que conoces bien dónde la coloco, la colocación, el lugar que van a tener cada uno de ellos dentro de la oración. Ya sabes, English and Spanish, because I'm helping the ones that have some situations in English. For that reason, here we go with this that I have here for you. Okay, so you already know that we have different kind of adverbs of frequency, right? Tenemos muchos adverbios de frecuencia. Always, usually, normally, or generally, often, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, hardly ever. That is the thing that rarely, and never. Never, that it's going to be almost the same, okay? But now we are going to continue with this that I have here for you. Well, let me tell you that the adverbs of frequency are going to be coming before the verb, okay? But what kind of verbs? Any simple or normal verb. If I can say it in that way. Todos tus adverbios de frecuencia van a estar antes de un verbo o antes del verbo en la oración. ¿Pero qué verbo? Todos los verbos mortales. Oh, run, study, speak, write, study, sleep, cook, clean, watch, listen, all those verbs. Okay? Like this, I often work late on Mondays. My adverb of frequency, my verb. That's cool. It could be in present or in past. It's okay. The situation, it's going to start here. La situación empieza aquí. But your adverbs of frequency are going to be coming after the verb to be and other auxiliary verbs. Cuando tengas un verbo to be y verbos auxiliares. Ay, qué feo hablar despacito, parezco mópeda. Todas las caras, qué horror. Bueno, but when you are going to be having a verb to be or an other auxiliary verbs or modal verbs or whatever verbs that you want, you are going to be using the adverb of frequency at the end. Well, not at the end, but after the verb to be or the auxiliary verbs. Like this, I am often late to the parties. Tú cuando tengas un verbo normal y tengas un adverbio de frecuencia, vas a ponerlo antes del verbo, pero cuando tengas un verbo to be u otro verbo auxiliar, un verbo que es diferente, el have, por ejemplo, un can, un could, un will, todo eso, exacto, lo vas a poner después del verbo. No puedes decir, I often am late to the parties. No. This is going to be a superception. That's why I was telling you. This is going to be different and important to know. Diferente, importante es saber. I am often late to parties. Siempre después del verbo to be o antes de un verbo normal. Sale de un verbo sencillo, común y corriente, por así decirlo, del presente simple. Pero cuando tienes el verbo to be o un verbo auxiliar, no. Vas a estar utilizando el adverbio de frecuencia después de ese verbo to be o verbo auxiliar, ¿no? Here you have some examples. I always brush my teeth before going to bed. O always y brush. Verbo normal. Steve never drives to work. He normally takes the bus or gets a ride from his colleague. Puedo tener muchos adverbios de frecuencia en mis oraciones. Claro. Aquí tú tienes todos. What is the problem? No, we are not going to be having any kind of problem because they are different sentences, son diversas oraciones. Steve never drives to work. Steve nunca maneja el trabajo. He normally takes the bus or gets a ride from his colleague. Él normalmente toma el autobús o le dan ride sus amigos. Son dos oraciones diferentes, sí, en la misma cláusula, pero dos diversas, ¿sale? Excellent, excellent. Very, very good. Ahora, mira, Luis hardly ever goes to the cinema. at the weekend and she's usually busy. Luis casi nunca va al cine el fin de semana as she's usually busy, como ella está usualmente ocupada. Dos adverbios de frecuencia, pero aquí lo puse antes porque tengo un verbo normal. Acuérdate que si estoy hablando de ella, él y eso, tengo que tener cuidado si le voy a poner ese por estar hablando en presente simple. She's usually busy. Ella está usualmente ocupada. Verbo to be, aunque sea con contracción, entonces va después el adverbio de frecuencia. My boss is seldom happy with the work of my colleague as he's always delivering reports late. Mi jefe rara vez está contento con el trabajo de mi colega porque él siempre está entregando los reportes tarde. Verbo to be, my verb to be, my adverbs of frequency after the verb to be. My verb to be, my adverbs of frequency after my verb to be. I have never eaten Korean food. Yo nunca he comido comida coreana. Doesn't matter if it is in present, past, present, perfect. It's okay. We can add an adverb of frequency. No es que yo nunca he comido y que tu verbo principal es este. Entonces, acuérdate, verbos auxiliares. Este es el verbo to, bueno, tenemos el verbo to be. Este es un verbo auxiliar porque sin el have no hay presente perfecto, entonces va después del verbo principal auxiliar. Este no es un simple verbo normal. Si fuera solita, I never have, I always have food, yo siempre tengo comida. Si fuera el verbo tener en presente simple, sí, el adjetivo, el adverbio va antes. Pero en este caso, como es un verbo auxiliar que te está formando el presente perfecto, yo he comido, tú has cantado, entonces el adverbio va después de ese verbo auxiliar. ¿Sale? Y bueno, ya el secundario sería este, entonces te puedo decir va en medio, pero en realidad va después de mi verbo auxiliar. Un verbo to be, un verbo have, un verbo can, verbos fuertes. Excellent, that is the situation. Now, let me tell you something. We are going to be having these adverbs of frequency in affirmative and negative statements with the verb to be. Aquí quiero hacer énfasis tantito en el verbo to be. I am always late, as I was telling you, verb to be, adverb of frequency after that. She's seldom late or we are never late. But you know what? There is going to be a situation when we are having negative statements. When we are saying that no, when we have a negative statement, when we have a negative sentence, and we have the verb to be, and we are going to be having an adverb of frequency, what happens is going to be this. I'm going to be having my adverbs of frequency first, and then my verb to be, okay? That is going to be the new rule that I'm going to be teaching you or giving you. If I'm going to be saying that no, now we are going to be forgetting these rules with the verb to be, and now we are going to be doing this. We are going to be placing first of all the adverb of frequency and then my verb to be that is saying that no, okay? That no is going to be changing everything, and only when I am saying that no, my verb to be is going to be secondly, and first we are going to be having my adverbs of frequency. What do you think? That is going to be the situation that we are going to be having. In affirmative statements or in affirmative sentences, the adverbs of frequency come after the verb to be when you are saying that yes, okay? But in negative statements, you know what? It is going to be a kind of different because must, be careful, most of the adverbs of frequency come before the verb to be with nost. Uy. Cuando tenemos el verbo to be en afirmativo, mi adverbio de frecuencia va después. Pero si voy a estar diciendo que no con mi verbo to be, entonces mi adverbio de frecuencia se me va al principio. That is going to be the rule that we are going to be having. Pero hay una excepción a esta regla del verbo to be negativo que antes esté el adverbio de frecuencia. El único fiel que dice, no, verbo to be, yo no podría ponerme nunca delante de ti, tú eres lo máximo, yo te respeto, is the adverb of frequency always. The adverb of frequency always, or the always frequency adverb, is not going to be changing. Always is going to be after the verb to be. It does not matter. It doesn't matter if the verb to be is affirmative or negative. We are going to be having this one. Okay. She isn't always late. Pero ese negativo, pero es el único adverbio de frecuencia que va a respetar al verbo to be, que siempre se va a quedar atrás. Afirmativo, negativo, siempre va a estar atrás del verbo to be. Always, that is what it is going to be happening. Well, that was like extra info for you, but just as a comment, because it was going to be a kind of new information for you. Excellent, very good. But now let's continue with this that I have here for you. That was extra information about the adverbs of frequency, certain rules that are going to be pretty important for you. Well, now let's continue with something that we were learning during the last class. We started to talk about the conditionals. And we were saying that the conditionals are going to be two clauses. The first one that is going to be the condition, and the second one that is going to be the result. Durante la clase pasada estuvimos hablando de los condicionales y dijimos que un condicional va a tener dos cláusulas, la condición y el resultado. For that reason, let's start with this. Zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. Let me tell you this. Mira, vámonos con todo resumen así, sabroso, así como un sandwichito, te vamos a dar una embarrada de totos, ¿ok? The zero conditional, what are we going to be doing with the zero conditional? With the zero conditional, we are going to be having this. If, o puedes usarte hasta el when, en lugar del if. That is going to be the same. If and your present simple and your result or your main clause is going to be present simple. That's the rule. Present simple with present simple. The conditional in present simple, the result is going to be in present simple. If I am late for school, my teacher gets angry. Oye, pero puedo usarme el verbo to be. Es presente simple. El presente simple es parte del... perdóname, el verbo to be es parte del presente simple, que es un verbo especial. Dentro del presente simple es otra cosa, pero es parte del presente simple. Yo estoy, tú estás. No es pasado ni es futuro, es presente simple. Yo estoy corriendo. Bueno, ya ese ya es presente progresivo, ¿no? Oye, y con un verbo con ese sí, Porque de quién estoy hablando, depende, no porque tenga mi zero conditional, no porque estoy hablando de yo. En el primero tengo que hablar de yo. Bueno, se dice de mí, ¿no? Pero te estoy utilizando aquí el pronombre yo. No porque esté hablando de mí en la primera, significa que en la segunda, en la main clause o en el resultado, tengo que hablar exactamente de mí. No, 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 aquí mézclale. Puedes empezar hablando de ti en la primera y en la segunda terminar hablando de tu novio, de tu novia, de tu compadre, de tu comadre, del perro, del gato, de la chancla, del perico, de quien quieras. ¿Sale? O puedes empezar hablando de tu comadre, tu compadre, tu novia, de tu esposo, tu esposa, de tus hijos, del perro, del monito, del perico, de la chancla, de quien quieras, y terminar hablando sobre ti. No importa. ¿Sale? Ahora sí que depende qué es lo que quieres decir. What is what you want to be telling? But indeed, you need to be following the rules, okay? For example, if I oversleep, I miss the bus. Simple present, simple present. My condition, my result. If I oversleep, I miss the bus. If I miss the bus, I am late for school. Simple present, conditional and the result. If I am late for school, my teacher gets angry. Ooh, it's a lot. You are going to be having a lot of consequences here, and you can be following the conditionals. Puedes ir siguiendo, si pago esto, pasa esto, pero si pasa esto, pasa el otro, pero si pasa esto, pasa el otro. Puedes ir continuando con las cuestiones aquí. Si me caigo, me duele. Si me duele, lloro. Si lloro, me consuelan. Si me consuelan, los abrazos. Si los abrazos, nos queremos. Si nos queremos, nos casamos. Puedes ir haciendo eso. It's okay. No problem. Okay. But don't forget the rules and the sequence. Excellent. Recuerda que igual puedes comenzar con la condición y después el resultado, o primero el resultado, después la condición. It's going to be the same. Pero si primero pones el resultado, olvídate de la coma. If I am late for school, my teacher gets angry because I'm talking about her. That is the zero condition. The first conditional is going to be a kind of different, okay? Why? Because of this. Look at this. Now, my rule is going to be this one. My condition in present tense, simple present, simple. It has to be in present. And your conditional has to be with will, can, may, or must be. Your condition can be, perdóname. Your condition is going to be in present, but your result is going to be in future or with these conditionals, with these modals, verbs in present. If I go to London, I will see the Big Ben. Si voy a Londres, veré el Big Ben. Puede ser tu condicional, tu condición tiene que ir en presente con tu if o con tu when, pero tu resultado tiene que ir en futuro o con estos verbos modales. Can, may, must be, que son un tipo de estén en presente aún. For example, here, if I go to London, I will see the Big Ben. Si me voy a Londres, veré el Big Ben. If I go to Buckingham Palace, I can take a photo of the Royal Guard. Si voy al Palacio de Buckingham, puedo tomar una foto de la Guardia Real. can't. Estoy utilizando un verbo modal. Con el zero conditional, with the zero conditional era present con present. Órale, verbo presente con verbo presente. Aquí te estoy dando chance que tu resultado sea con will o con ciertos verbos modales. ¿Sale? Aquí entran los verbos modales o el will. If you go to London, you must look right before crossing the street. Si tú vas a Londres, tú debes ver bien a la derecha antes de cruzar la calle. Sale a tu derecha, right. Right, siempre a la derecha. If you go to London, you must look right before crossing the street. Sale. Si tú vas a Londres, tienes que ver bien antes de cruzar la calle. Tienes que ver a la derecha para cruzar la calle. That is the first conditional. The second conditional, it's going to be a kind of different. Okay. Because your condition is going to be in past simple or simple past, and your result or your main clause is going to be with could or might something. Sale aquí en el segundo condicional. Ya tu condición está en el pasado y tu resultado va a ir con could or con might, algo. Por ejemplo, if I were an astronaut, I would travel in a spaceship. Si fuera un astronauta, si yo fuera, mira, ay, pero aquí el lugar es I was. Mira, si tú dices I was, está correcto, pero aquí en el pasado simple sí va con was. I was, you were, she was, we were, it was. Pero como estoy hablando de condicionales, esto cambia un poco. Y la regla del pasado simple con el verbo to be dice que el I, she, he, it va con was. Exacto. Aquí no cambia. Con tu I, she, he, it, sigue siendo was. Lo único que va a pasar es que si tú le pones was, vas a sonar súper informal. Aquí en el segundo condicional, el verbo was queda hecho a un ladito y a todos de preferencia les voy a poner el were para que suene formal. ¿Sale? ¿Quieres sonar informalito? Ponle el was con los singulares del verbo to be. Pero si no, de preferencia, a todos ponles el were. ¿Sale? Como que aquí ya se va unificando. Tuk, 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 y ya lo dejamos a E. ¿Cómo lo ves? Bueno. Dice así, I would like to travel in a spaceship. If I were an astronaut, I would like to travel in a spaceship. Si fuera un astronauta, me gustaría, perdóname, I would travel in a spaceship. Si fuera un astronauta, viajaría. Good travel, viajar, travel, viajar. Good travel, viajaría, le da la terminación ira. Correría, cantaría, viajaría, lloraría, limpiaría, comería. I would travel in a spaceship. Look at this. If I were an astronaut, I would travel in a spaceship. Si fuera un astronauta, viajaría en una nave espacial. If I traveled in a spaceship, I will go to Mars. Si viajara en una nave espacial, iría a Marte. Tu verbo tiene que ir en pasado. No me enfoco solamente el was o el were. Al verbo to be en pasado. Todos tus verbos en tu condición tienen que ir en pasado. Y tu resultado con will o con los demás condicionales que te, ay Dios, que te mostramos, could, que esté en pasado, might, also, que esté en pasado, porque el might es el pasado de may. If I traveled in a spaceship, I would go to Mars. Con los verbos modales de pasado, would, could, might, vamos a tener el resultado. Que puedo decir, I will go to Mars if I travel in the spaceship. Puede ser al revés, no importa. Siempre y cuando tu condición esté bien hecha y tu resultado esté bien hecho. El resultado puede ir al principio o al final. It's okay. If I traveled in a spaceship, I will go to Mars. If I traveled in a spaceship, I will go to Mars. Nice to meet you. If I went to Mars, si fuera a Marte, I will meet a Martian. Aquí no vas a traducir literalmente. Si yo fui a Marte, yo conocería a un marciano. No. Aquí la traducción no va a ser literal, sino lo que toda la cláusula me quiere decir. If I went to Mars, I will meet a Martian. Si yo fuera a Marte, I will meet a Martian. Conocería a un marcianito. That's cool. That's cool. Excellent. Very good. What do you think? If I meet a Martian, este es en pasado. If I meet a Martian, I wouldn't understand him. Si conociera a un marcianito, no le entendería. Pueden ser afirmaciones o negaciones, as you wish. It is super okay. If I meet a Martian, I wouldn't understand him. Si conociera un marcianito, no lo entendería. Excellent. What do you think? What do you think? That's good. That's good. ¿Cómo lo ves? Easy or difficult? If I didn't, negación, pero ¿y qué está en pasado? If I didn't understand him, I would come back to the earth. Si no lo entendiera, regresaría a la tierra. If I didn't understand him, I will come back to the earth. Ooh. That was the second conditional. The third conditional is going to be this that I have here for you. Now, be careful. Por eso es que estuve duro y dale con los verbos en los tiempos gramaticales y que nos aventamos nuestro repasito de los tiempos gramaticales. Because in these topics, we are going to be making use of them, of each one. For example, the third conditional is going to be the conditional without return, sin retorno, el condicional sin retorno. Because we are going to be having this one, the third conditional. Yes, this is going to be different. Your clause is going to be this. If your past perfect tense, and also you are going to be having this one. Good, cool, or might have, and your past participle. Oopsie. Yes, I know. If I had studied hard, I would have passed my exams. Si hubiera estudiado duro, I would have passed my exam. Habría pasado mis exámenes. Tú puedes utilizarte el would, el could o el might, pero le tienes que poner o meter el have y tu past participle. Esto no es de que, a ver cuál de todos estos les pongo. No, tienen que ser o uno de estos tres y a fuercistas más tu have y como hay un have, tiene que haber un pasado participio. Y este es pasado perfecto. If I had studied, si hubiera estudiado duro, fuerte, cañón, I would have passed my exams. Habría pasado mis exámenes. Imagine. Mira, if you had studied hard, you wouldn't have failed your exam. If you had studied hard, you wouldn't have failed your exams. Si hubieras estudiado duro, no habrías reprobado, pasado participio, tu examen. If you had passed your exam, you could have gone to the beach. Si tú hubieras pasado participio, pasado, no puedes decir if you pass, si tú pasaste, no, porque si es pasado es que segundo conditional, second conditional. If you had passed your exam, you could have gone to the beach. Tú habrías podido, tú podrías haber ido a la playa. You could have gone to the beach. If I had gone to the beach, I would have made sandcastles. Si yo hubiera ido a la playa, I would have made sandcastles. Habría hecho castillitos de sand, arena. These are going to be death conditionals. Pero bueno, I was explaining it a little bit, but don't worry, we are going to continue having these situations here. Ese fue así de órale, but now let me show you this that I have here for you. Mira, if they can't find you, they can wash you. ¿Qué condicionales? If they can't find you, they can wash you. Primero, segundo condicional. No es segundo condicional porque el segundo tiene que llevar pasado. Está entre el cero y el first, ¿no? If I do my homework, I'll get good grades. Futuro. Presente con futuro. Primer condicional. If I get good grades, you will send me to college. Si consigo buenas calificaciones, me envías a la universidad. Excellent. First conditional. If I go to college, I'll graduate and get a job. If I get a job, I might get fired. If I get fired, I could go. Sorry, but we are having here first conditionals and seconds. That's why I didn't do my homework. We are going to be reading about it. So if I took off my false teeth, my false teeth, you could sleep on the couch there. Ooh, that is what? That is the second conditional. Past with the consequence with could. If I took off my false teeth, you could sleep on the couch, dear. Ooh. I bet if I was an iPod, you'd listen to it. What do you think? What conditional? I bet if I was an iPod, this is in past. Second conditional, you would listen to me, me escucharías. Creo que si fuera un iPod, me escucharías. Dice, please, Lord, let me prove to you that winning the lottery won't change me. That is my daily prayer. Please, Lord, let me prove to you that winning the lottery won't change me. I got a question for you. What could you do if you won the lottery? My question is in second conditional. What would you do if you won the lottery? Tell me, what would you do? What would you do if you won the lottery? I believe that if I won the lottery, I could start with a business, maybe a school, I don't know. I will give a part to God, another part to my family. And I don't know, maybe I will be traveling around the world. What about you? What could you do if you won the lottery? Think about it. Very well. Now, let's continue talking about the conditional sentences. If you are worried about cell phone microwaves, stick a piece of popcorn in your ear. When it pops, it's time to hang out. Ah, that was super cool. If you are worried about cell phone microwaves, stick a piece of popcorn in your ear. When it pops, it's time to hang up. Y si estás preocupada acerca de las ondas del teléfono celular, pégate una palomita de maíz en tu oído. Y cuando reviente, es tiempo de colgar. What conditional do I have here? It is the first or zero conditional. It is the zero conditional because my conditional and my result is in present and present. So that's a zero conditional. Well, let's continue with your zero, first, second, and third conditional. Remember the zero conditional. If I get wet, I cold. I am cold. I am. Or I feel cold. No. Bueno, sí. Si me mojo, me siento con frío o estoy fríito. Sale. O me da gripa. If I drink a lot, I get drunk. My conditional is in present, my result is in present. If I drink a lot, I get drunk. If I behave badly, my mom doesn't give me money, or my mom does not give me money, or if I behave badly, my mom doesn't or does not give me money. That's cool. Zero conditional. My conditional is in present. My result is in present. I can turn them in different places. First of all, my condition, then my result, or first my result, then my conditional. But following the rules, present with present. This is going to be the structure that we are going to be having. Zero conditional, present simple and present simple. Plus my if on my word when. If when you freeze water, it turns into ice. Water turns into ice when you freeze it. When we are going to be using the zero conditional with general or scientific truths that we were talking, referring to something that's is always truth. In present, okay, something that is always truth in present. It has to be a general or a scientific truth. That was the zero conditional. First conditional. If I run very fast, I will fall down or I'll fall down. Contractions, it's okay, don't worry. If I study hard, I'll be a professional. I can be changing the subject. Puedo cambiar los sujetos, ¿eh? Te puse estos ejemplos para que sea facilito, pero puedes ponerlo. Si yo estudio duro, mi mamá me amará por siempre, ¿no? You can be changing. Si mi mami cocina palomitas de maíz, le daré un gran abrazo porque me gustan mucho. You can be changing whatever you want, it's okay. Pero no la estructura gramatical. Cambia los sujetos, los verbos, whatever, la situación, presente, pasado. pero la estructura, agüitas. If I sleep well tonight, tomorrow dawns without sleep. Uy, mañana amanezco sin sueño. That's cool. As you can see, this is in present and my result is going to be in future, or I can be using can. What else? Made, also. Other modal verbs. My structure is this. If, present simple, and your main clause is going to be with will, can, may, must. Verbs, modal verbs that are in present. If it rains today, I'll stay at home. I'll stay at home if it rains today. We are changing the places, but it's the same. We are going to be making use of the first conditional when a situation is real, possible, or likely to happen. Likely to happen. That's when we are going to be making use of the first conditional. Okay. First conditional. Conditional in present, you resolve with will, can, may, or must. Okay. Probably, likely. When a situation is real, possible, or likely to happen, but in the future. What you're going to be having today is going to be having the result, but in the future, okay? Or maybe in the near present, but making use of the conditionals. Now, remember, the second conditional is going to be this one. I will buy a lot of clothes. I will buy a lot of clothes if I had more money. Aquí te puse primero el resultado y después la condición. ¿Qué onda? Nada, no pasa nada. It's the same. If I won the lottery, I might go to Dubai. Si me ganara la lotería, yo podría ir a Dubai. Might, mitad que sí, mitad que no, es probable. Aquí, primero mi condición, después mi resultado. That's cool. If I couldn't fail the course, I wouldn't fail the course if I had studied harder. I couldn't fail the course if I had studied harder. No habría reprobado el curso si hubiera estudiado más duro. I couldn't fail. No reprobaría el curso si hubiera estudiado más duro. The second conditional is going to be having this structure. Your if or your when, no? Past simple or continuous. It could be past simple or past continuous. If I was playing tennis, if I were playing tennis, if you were watching TV, that is past continuous. Or past simple, if I were you, if you studied, it has to be in past. The rule is that your condition has to be in past simple or past continuous, okay? And your result or your main clause is going to be with could, or might. Los verbos modales para un futuro irreal están en pasadito. If I won the lottery, I will travel around the world. Si me ganara la lotería, viajaría alrededor del mundo. Podría viajar alrededor del mundo. Seguro o semiseguro con el might, ¿no? Around the world. For the second conditional, we are going to be having hypothetical, almost unreal or unlikely situations in the future, or in order to be giving advices. Los vas a usar para una cuestión hipotética, casi irreal, pero aún hay esperanza, o que no es probable que suceda. Esto en el futuro. Sale lo que tú digas, si yo fuera tú correría en el parque. Bueno, es algo que puede ser que suceda, puede ser que no, lo más seguro es que no, pero siempre hay esperanza. Pero Tu resultado va a ser en el futuro, pero es semi-real. Chance no pasa, que es lo más seguro. Pero hay esperanza. Or if you want to be giving some advice para dar ciertos consejillos ahí. ¿Sale? And the third conditional, aquí también el second conditional, hay esperanza de que pase lo que te imaginas, ¿no? But in the third conditional, we are not going to be having any hope of that could be happening. No vamos a tener esperanza de que eso vaya a suceder. Bye. Look at this. If I had known the answer, I would have raised my hand. Si me hubiera sabido la respuesta, yo habría levantado la mano, pero no, ya pasó, es un pasado completamente irreal. Son sueños que tú tienes de que si esto hubiera pasado, habría hecho esto, pero no puede pasar ya, never ever in your life. Por eso el tercer condicional generalmente lo llamo ya el punto sin retorno, donde no hay esperanza para ello. That is the situation. That is the third conditional. If I had known the answer, I would have raised my hand. Si me hubiera sabido la respuesta, habría levantado la mano. If I had left earlier, I would have arrived on time. Si me hubiera ido más temprano, habría llegado a tiempo. Pero no puedo cambiar el pasado para tener un diferente futuro. No, I'm sorry, no. If you had gone to Brazil, you would have had lots of fun. Si tú hubieras ido a Brasil, pasado perfecto con tu verbo. École. You would have had lots of fun. Habrías tenido mucha diversión. Mis verbos. Aquí va a ser participio. Con participio a fuercitas. Hay un had o un have. Tu verbo tiene que ir en participio. What is going to be the structure for the third conditional? It is going to be this. Your condition with your past perfect. I'm sorry. Condition with past perfect, and your result or your main clause is going to be with will, could, or might, plus have and past participle always. ¿Sale? No hay de que le pongo el will y el past participle. No, o le pones el will, o el could, o el might, más el have, don't, have gone, have whatever you want. Con lo que le quieras poner, pero tiene que ir uno de estos tres verbos modales más tu presente perfecto. If I had won the lottery, I would have traveled around the world. Si me hubiera ganado, si hubiera ganado la lotería, yo habría, would have, habría, porque este es el verbo ver, habría viajado, pasado participio, around the world, alrededor del mundo. When we are going to be making use of this? For past hypothetical situation or for regrets? Past hypothetical situations or for regrets? Para arrepentimientos, para situaciones en el pasado que son hipotéticas, ¿no? Situaciones hipotéticas en el pasado para arrepentimientos. Ya no hay nada que hacer, no va a pasar. Estás imaginándote un futuro diferente si hubieras cambiado algo en el pasado, pero no, we cannot do it. Also, we are going to be having other kind of conditionals with by. Conditionals by the Simpsons. Zero conditionals con by. My conditionals by the Simpsons. Zero conditional. If I drink more than 6 pints of beer, I normally get drunk. Zero conditional, present and present. Zero conditional to talk about an universal truths or situations that are normally true about you. Acuérdate, cosas que son verdades. ¿Sale? If I drink more than 6 pints of beer, I normally get drunk. O, como te decía al revés, I normally get drunk if I drink more than 6 pints of beer. Si bebo más de 6 pints of beer, generalmente me pongo ya borrachín, ¿no? O normalmente me pongo borrachito si bebo más de 6 barrilillos de cerveza. That is my condition. Ay, Dios, le moví mal. Hasta aquí llegaba. And this is my result. This is my if. Mira nada más. If. Simple present with my result in simple present. The first conditional. If you don't give me what I want, I kill you. No me este mensaje, pero fue el primero que encontré que dije, a ver, ¿para qué? Para que amarre. You use the first conditional to talk about a future that is possible, depending on what you do in the present. En pocas palabras, primer condicional, hablamos acerca del futuro posible, dependiendo de lo que hagas en el presente para que ese futuro se lleve a cabo. If you don't give me what I want, I kill you. Nah, soy una grosera. Pero es un ejemplo así sencillito, ¿no? Your condition and your result. Remember that your condition and your result, your condition has to be in present simple plus your if or when, and your result with simple future, but you can use can't, may, or must as modal verbs, okay? Or I killed you if you don't give me what I want. We are mixing the sentences. You can add, por eso te puse aquí este apóstrofe, ¿sale? You can be using some auxiliaries. Will, when we are certain. El will cuando estás súper seguro que pasará. May, when we are not sure, but it's in future. El may cuando no estés muy seguro. Por eso ves que te lo mostré desde al principio, pero te lo quise mostrar un poquito más ahorita, ya que le agarraste la onda. May, when we are not sure. Vas a utilizar la palabra may cuando no estés muy seguro, segura de que va a pasar lo que estás planeando en el futuro. Can, if you have an opportunity or ability. Si tu resultado habla de una oportunidad o una habilidad. Or should, si tu resultado está, ay Dios, si está dando una recomendación. ¿Sale? Vamos a hablar de esto de las recomendaciones. Duditas, con confianza. Por eso decías, entonces el will, pero también puedo usar el may, el can, el should. Acuérdate del can. I can play tennis. Puedo jugar tenis. Es una habilidad física que tengo. El may es poder, pero más sobre todo un poder moral. Sale y habla de posibilidades. Entonces, cuando quieras decir, oh, if you don't give me what I want, I may shoot. Yo puedo disparar, pero no estás seguro, segura de si lo vas a hacer o no. ¿Sale? Or should. If you don't give me what I want, I should let you hear. Si no me das lo que quiero del dinero, debería dejarte aquí, amarrado, amarrada. Example. This is what we are going to be talking during this level also. The second conditional, as you know, if we were more educated, we would live in a better world. No, si estuviéramos mejor educados, quizás podemos hacer un mundo mejor. If we were more educated, we would live in a better world. Es una posibilidad en el futuro que quién sabe si se cumpla. If we were more educated, we will live in a better world. Si tuviéramos mejor educación, estuviéramos mejor educaditos, podríamos vivir o hacer un mundo mejor, quizás. Es un ejemplo. Is our education good? ¿Qué tal vamos? No, it's a question. Do we live in a peaceful world? What do you think? No. We need to study more and do better things. You are going to be making use of the second conditional when you want to talk about an imaginary situation in the present or the future. And we have a very low chance in changing it. It is only a hypothetical situation. Acuérdate que vas a hacer uso del segundo condicional cuando hables de alguna situación imaginaria que puede pasar en el presente o en el futuro, pero que probablemente no podamos, no sé, lograrlo, ¿no? Tenemos baja posibilidad de que se lleve a cabo, es una cuestión hipotética, ¿no? If I won the lottery, I will travel around the world. Si me ganara la lotería, viajaría alrededor del mundo. Es una situación imaginaria, me la estoy imaginando. Puede ser que suceda, pero puede ser que no. If we were better educated, we would live in a better world. No es una cuestión hipotética, estoy como reflexionándole. That is my condition. This is my result. If, be careful here. ¿Qué vamos a utilizar? My verb has to be in past y como te dije, úsate el were más que el was, que va a ser bien informalote aquí en el segundo condicional. En el pasado simple está súper bien. Aquí en el segundo condicional no es tan bien visto. Por eso dijeron, órale, agárrate al were que está más decentito. Aquí en el segundo condicional. Es un ejemplo hipotético, ¿no? Que te doy. El was, como te digo, lo puedes usar con quienes va. Pero no es tan bien visto, es más informal. ¿Sale? De preferencia con todos vamos a usar el word solo en el second conditional. And your result has to be with your auxiliary and your verb in future. ¿Sale? We could invert the clauses like, we will live in a better world if we were better educated. Invertimos las cláusulas and that's ok, acuérdate, imaginario. ¿Qué auxiliares puedo tener aquí? Good, when we are certain, el good cuando estás súper seguro. El might, que es el pasado del might. When we are not sure, uncertainty, cuando no estamos muy seguros, puede que sí, puede que no. Y el could, when we talk about opportunities or abilities. If I were you, I could do a lot of things. Si yo fuera tú, podría hacer muchas cosas. Ejemplo, if you were happy, you could smile all the time. Si fueras feliz, podrías sonreír todo el día. Órale, una posibilidad, una oportunidad, una habilidad que tendrías, ¿no? En ese futuro que me estoy maquinando que podría llegar a hacerse realidad. O cuando no estás muy seguro. If I won the lottery, I might travel around the world. Si me ganara la lotería, podría viajar alrededor del mundo. No estoy segura, a lo mejor no estoy segura. Podría viajar alrededor del mundo o podría poner un negocio o podría invertirle en un terreno. No sé, no estás bien seguro, segura de lo que harías, ¿no? Con el goal sí estás bien seguro de lo que harías si eso llegara a pasar. And we use were for all the persons, como te dije. Sí puedes usar el was con los que iba, pero te digo, sonaría súper, duper informal. Por eso lo evitamos y utilizamos el were para todas las personas. And the third conditional, remember. I wish I had gone to college. If I had gone to college, I would have gotten a degree. Desearía haber ido al colegio. Si hubiera ido al colegio, habría conseguido mi título. What did you think? The third conditional and wishes in the past. Esta es otra cosa que vamos a ver, pero de una vez lo metí para que lo empieces a ver. We use the third conditional and wishes in the past when we want to talk about regrets, actions in the past that we want to be different but we cannot change. Usas el third conditional y los deseos en el pasado cuando quieres hablar acerca de arrepentimientos, de acciones en el pasado que te gustaría que fueran diferentes, pero que ya no podemos cambiar. Ahora ya solo nos lo imaginamos, ¿no? Wishes in the past. I wish I had gone to college. Yo desearía, aunque esté en presente, la traducción sería en iría. Yo desearía haber o que hubiera ido al colegio. I wish I had gone to college. I wish or she wishes had y verbo en pasado participio. Pero esos son los que te voy a enseñar después. No te preocupes. If I had gone to college, I would have gotten a degree. Si hubiera ido a tu universidad, habría conseguido mi título. My condition and my result. My condition has to be with all these situations that I have here for you. Mi condicional, acuérdate, mi if, mi persona, mi auxiliar had, que nunca debo dejar, y mi verbo en pasado participio, con mi sujetito, mi auxiliar, que va a ser el have siempre, mi verbo en pasado participio y lo que sigue. ¿No? Ay, aquí se me fue mi have. Aquí va mi have y mi would. Se me movieron las flechitas. Y podemos invertir las oraciones. I would have gotten a degree. Habría tenido mi título if I had gone to college. Si hubiera ido al colegio. A la universidad. You are going to be having certain auxiliaries. Good, when we are certain, acuérdate. Estoy súper seguro que si hubiera hecho eso, habría pasado esto. Good. El might, cuando no estás seguro, bueno, if I had gone to that party, I might have seen my best friend. Si hubiera ido a esa fiesta, habría visto a mi mejor amiga. Pero no estoy segura, a lo mejor y sí o a lo mejor y no. Le voy bajando de intensidad. Si yo digo, if I had gone to that party, I would have seen my best friend. Si hubiera ido a esa fiesta, habría visto a mi mejor amiga. Estoy súper segura que si hubiera hecho eso, hubiera pasado eso. Ahí va con el would. Pero si no estoy tan segura de que si hubiera hecho eso, hubiera pasado eso, me pongo el might. Y el could when opportunities or abilities. If I had gone to that party, I could have been dancing all the time. Si hubiera ido a la fiesta, habría estado bailando toda la noche. Algo que habrías podido haber hecho ahí. ¿Sale? Y tenemos contractions. Good, en lugar de could have, might have, o may have, o could have. Este suena como of, would have, might have, may have, could have. ¿Sale? Those were the conditionals. ¿Cómo lo viste? ¿Cómo lo sentiste? Little by little, we are going to be working and talking about them. Don't worry. Excellent. So, what situations do you have? Not a lot, right? But well, we are going to be practicing with this in order that we can be continue doing all these things. Okay, so don't worry. Remember that if you have any situation, any doubt, I will be helping you. Don't worry. This was a super great opportunity to be with you. Thank you very much. If you have any question, any situation, let me know and I'm going to be helping you. See you later. Bye.